Well, hello everyone and welcome to Metro TV. I'm your host, Andy Hoig, publisher and CEO of Metro Magazine. We have a great show today. We have folks from Girl Scouts Spirit of Nebraska, Glove Box Greetings, and Centersphere all on the show today. So don't go away. We will be right back. Well, welcome back. I'm here with Wendy Hamilton. She is the Chief Development Officer at Girl Scouts Spirit of Nebraska. Wendy, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And it's good to see you.
You too.
Oh my gosh.
We don't get to actually sit down and talk very often.
We don't.
We should just catch up.
I know. I've known you for so long, but yeah, it's been a long time since we've had a chance to chat. But so I'm excited because one of my favorite events, I have to tell you, is Art Venture that's coming up in March. That's coming up this month, and talk about that. What is it, and what year is this for starters?
So it is our 15th anniversary of Art Venture. Yeah, time flies. And I have to thank you too. You always do give us so much love for Art Venture. Even the years that you aren't able to attend, you're always helping share things on social media. So thank you for all that love. But yeah, Art Venture is our annual fundraising event. It is a silent auction which features around 200 original works of art. Some of the works of art have been created in collaboration between small groups of Girl Scouts and professional artists. And then the artists are also invited to submit their own works into the auction. And so what we say is that it is a seamless display of collaborative and professional works of art that is professionally curated, it's professionally lit. We take it very seriously that this is our night to shine. This is our big moment.
Absolutely, because I've been doing Metro Magazine over 28 years, getting close to 30. So this being the 15th year, I remember when this started, and I think it was at like Hot Shops.
Yes, the first year we had something like 50 or fewer girls participating and just a few artists, and Hot Shops has always been one of our greatest partners and supporters in the event. And so now 15 years later, we have close to usually around 1,000 girls in the Omaha area.
Oh my goodness.
More than 70 artists participating. So yeah, it's grown, and the artist community has just really embraced us.
And so let's talk about how the artist community has embraced you, and what do the girls do? What does that mean?
Right.
In bringing both those two pieces together.
Right. So I always say, like, literally anything you can think of. If there is an artist who is willing to partner with us, we will make that available to the girls. So it's everything from traditional. I'm looking at some of the artwork here, and we have pottery, we have painting, we have photography, we have some of the what you might think of more commonly requested art. Media. And then we also have digital media, and we have graffiti, and we have graphic arts, and we have fabric, and we have, it's like every year there's something new that's been added. We have metalworking and copper and glass, and quite honestly, it's like the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So, and as long as the girls are interested in it, we will find a way to make it available for them.
Yeah. So this year, as it has been for the last several years, it's at Mammal Hall, UNO. Again, 15th celebration. So what can we expect when we attend this event that's on Saturday, again, the 23rd?
Right.
So what can we expect?
So we are thrilled to be back at our kind of second home, which is UNO's Mammal Hall on March 23rd. And so you can expect continuing the tradition of beautifully curated art show with a couple of new elements. This year we will have a red carpet with step and repeat backdrop. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we're like doing it right. And what's cool is we can keep using that every year. We can use it for the girls' reception. We can use it for the adult reception in the evening.
Sure.
And we've, like I said, we have professional lighting designers that come and light the building for us. Mammal Hall is a beautiful space.
It is.
But when you want to transform something that's specifically showcasing artwork, it takes a little bit of a different kind of lighting. So, and then we have the most amazing menu. specifically created for us by Catering Creations.
Love them.
They also will have specialty desserts and specialty drinks. And
So great,
in the
yeah.
meantime, you're strolling, bidding on your favorite artwork, eating delicious food. It's not a sit-down event, which I think is one thing people really like about Art
Yeah.
Venture. It's intimate enough that you feel comfortable, but it's classy, it's high quality. Like I said, it's our big night to shine and raise money for our girls.
Right. Are there VIP tickets?
There are VIP
Okay,
tickets.
all right.
So the VIP preview party is, it's just an hour before the main event. So it's from 6 to 7. And the VIP tickets, they're $125, and there's a slightly different menu. There's a full bar inside the preview party.
Okay.
And there's also a smaller auction just in the preview party. And those artists have been invited to apply to have their works shown in the
Okay.
preview, excuse me, in the preview
Oh my
auction.
gosh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and that's a new element we added last year because it was starting to become, a little bit more competitive. And like I said, we really take the quality of the artwork and this art show very seriously.
Right.
So we added a sort of an application component to the preview party.
Yeah. Can people walk away with the artwork that night?
Yes, in fact, that we kind of prefer that because then we're not having to transport it.
Sure.
But yeah, that night, if you're the
you've-
lucky winner
if you bid on
of some
something,
artwork,
yeah.
we'll wrap it for you. We have online and mobile bidding now. We've moved into this century, which is really cool. So you don't even have to go to checkout anymore. It's just all done through your phone, through the mobile bidding site, and then we wrap up your artwork and you can take it with you that night. If for some reason that's not an option for you, we can
Right.
pick it up from the Girl Scouts office.
Right. And again, how many pieces of art are you estimated or will be shown that night?
Around 200. We're still
Okay.
in the process, so our collaborations with the girls are wrapping up this week and next week,
Okay.
and then the donating artists we're finalizing all those details now. I can't believe it's coming up so soon.
I know.
But yeah, it's usually right around 200, and we've been really lucky. We usually sell about 96% of our inventory, which is amazing.
I know, that is amazing. All right, so where can they go to buy tickets?
girlscoutsnebraska.org/artventure, or also there's a banner on our homepage now. You can just click on that.
And you have a Facebook page too,
We have
because
a
I follow you on Facebook,
Yep.
and
It's
lots
on
of
our
information.
Girl Scout organizational page. There's also an Art Venture event page on Facebook
Right.
that has all the information as well.
Okay. Well, we're almost out of time, and we just want to. You brought some cookies.
I did.
Is it cookie time still? I mean,
Yes, so actually we just decided yesterday because of the weather and how hard our girls and our volunteers are working through the cold weather, we've extended the cookie sale for one extra week. So it will go through March 17th.
okay.
So yeah, so please get out and support our girls, buy the cookies. Of course, everybody loves the Thin Mints.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And those are for you.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I will take them home and enjoy them. So, Wendy, thank you so much for coming on the show. And then one last time, website is
girlscoutsnebraska.org, and the Art Venture banner is right on the homepage. You can just click right there, and it'll take you to all the information.
All right, I'm so excited for this 15th annual event, one of my favorites. So, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
And we will be right back. Welcome back. I'm here with Jason and Michelle Hurt. They are co-founders of Chariots for Hope. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
It's great to be here.
What an amazing organization that you two have created. We're going to talk about that. But also, as we talk about that, I just want to, we had a special moment with my dad's vehicle. So let's first talk about what is Chariots for Hope. How did you? Why is this here? Why did you want to create this organization? So let's start there.
Sure. Yeah, so me and my wife, we moved here in 2013, and we had a full-service automotive shop. And so we were opening that up and just had a heart to go ahead and give back to the community and help mainly single moms at that time. And so when we opened up and we started really getting the nonprofit together on the side, started really doing some research, we got to the point where we were ready to kind of donate our first car, teamed up with another nonprofit, and we were able to donate and bless a single mother. And after that particular moment, we just looked at each other and said, man, this is like our hearts are heavy. Like we have to do this full time. And so we just really kind of prayed through that. And then about a year later, ended up walking away, selling our business to do this full time. Didn't have any income coming in, but just faith. So anyway, Chariots for Hope, we team up with other nonprofits in the community. And we really work together and collaborate to help single moms, single dads, low-income families get transportation so that they can continue moving forward in their journey.
Yeah, I mean, it's so wonderful. And I always have to mention, we did a walking meeting, and it was like really cold.
Freezing.
It was super cold. I think it was like 13 degrees. And I love the picture of us in our little snow hats. But we walked, around the neighborhood, and I really got to know just you, Michelle, as a person, and kind of understand where you came from, and then how this whole journey unfolded for you and Jason. And it was just, I mean, it was truly so magical. I just kind of, at the end, I'm just always like, oh my gosh, I am so connected to such amazing people. So I do want to talk about my dad a little bit. He passed away on January 7th, and I know last year, I mean, he was in agreement with this, but we agreed to donate his car to Chariots for Hope. This beautiful little Ford, was it a Ford Escort?
It's a Ford Ford Focus.
Okay, Ford Focus. Okay.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
And, we decided to do that last year, and but the magic, the whole magic kind of came to be on Valentine's Day, February 14th, when that car was actually, blessed over and given to this amazing woman.
Yes.
And it was just such a magical moment, and I'm so honored to have witnessed that. It was just, I mean, I was just in tears. So that's typically, I mean, that's what you do.
That's what we do.
And tell me a little bit about the recipients that received your cars.
Sure, like Jason said, that the recipients are referred by one of the 45 organizations that we partner with. In this instance, Leah was referred to us by an organization. She came to our orientation, so she had to listen to kind of our guidelines. She was committing to walking with us for 6 months. She gets a bumper-to-bumper warranty. She had some skin in the game financially towards this vehicle.
Yeah.
But the day of the blessing, that day that we got to celebrate your dad's vehicle and Leah, we bamboozle them, we surprise them.
Yeah.
We come up with all kinds of silly little stories. Melissa was in on the gig.
Yeah.
So that day for us, we are super excited because we know that's just the beginning, that Leah gets to walk with us.
Yeah.
But we know that your dad's gift will literally transform her life daily.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the thing for me too, is just to really, again, to be a part of that, and to know my dad loved that car. And it was so great when we were doing kind of the blessing and the prayer, and she said, I told my dad I was going to get a red car because her father passed away in November, and she was saying, I'm going to get a red car. And this was just beautiful, like candy red colored car. And it was just so kind of full circle, and it was just magical. So again, explain the process. So once you get a referral, and how do people refer to you? Because that's a big thing. If people have cars out there, talk me through that, and where do they go? I mean, you say you work with 45 other nonprofit organizations. So talk me through all that.
Sure.
Yeah. So we actually, all the cars that we're getting right now are donated from these amazing people in our community. So they donate the car, we get the car, and then we start repairing the car. But then these nonprofits, they have a list of our requirements, and there's certain requirements: budgets, drug tests. They have to have insurance, driver's license.
Yeah.
Once they meet these criteria, they'll submit the referral to us. We'll take the referral, and then we do a second round of vetting. We'll bring them in, we'll do the drug test, we'll go ahead and do an interview and orientation class. And then once that's done and we approve, we'll call the RO back, which is the referring organization or nonprofit, saying, hey, congratulations, Susie Smith has been approved into our program.
Yeah.
And then we just start working together to get her car ready. And then once we get that ready, and then we do what we did at your place of business, which was a very special moment because the community comes together and it shows them that we're here to celebrate your journey and your victories. And then once they get that car, our program starts, and we start basically meeting up with them monthly to pour into them through education on various topics.
Yes.
So do people have to, do they find you through a nonprofit, or can they just find you directly to you? I
Yeah.
mean, how does that work?
Great question. So it does have to come to one of our vetted, approved nonprofits.
Okay.
Yes.
So if they come to us from the street, we'll recommend them to our website or one of our 45 nonprofits.
Okay.
And say, hey, go talk to one of them. If you're plugged into one of them, it just has to come through those nonprofits.
Okay.
And we're open to any nonprofit that's not currently a partner.
Yeah.
Real simple process. We just sit down and just really learn about each other's organizations, and then
Right.
we bring them on.
Right. So let's talk about, so Certified American Muscle Car event, is that coming up?
Yes, super excited about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
We have two big fundraisers this
Okay.
year, but May 9th, we're super excited about this. It's on our website. But Peter Fink with Certified Transmission owns a private museum of muscle cars.
I've heard about that. I haven't seen it, I've heard about it.
Yeah, so that's one of our big events. Tickets are limited because the space
Yeah.
is only about
Yeah.
225 people. And then our big event will be September 13th at La Vista Embassy Suites.
Yep.
That's our biggest fundraiser of the year.
And what is that? Because I was there last year. It was amazing. But what's it called?
This year it's Switching Gears.
Okay.
So we have
Okay, so that's actually the name of it, Switching Gears.
Switching Gears. So
I love it. I love that so much. So website, where can people go find out more information about what you're doing?
So our website is www.chariots4hope.org, and there's so
Okay.
much information on there. If you want to volunteer, donate a car, contact us, you can find all that on our website, or we have a Facebook page that's pretty active as well.
Okay.
So it's either one of those.
Yeah, so any final words? I mean, again, I feel so blessed to have gotten to know you just more, personally over the last year. It's just been wonderful. And thank you for taking this vision of something that, you were so passionate about and wanted to make this kind of your life's journey.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
So
we just
Thank you.
appreciate it. We can't do it without people like you. You donating that car, your father donating that car.
Yeah.
That's a game changer for us. So we just we sincerely appreciate those relationships and the big hearts in our community that donate to us. So
Yeah.
thank you.
So last time, website, one more time.
Yes.
Chariots, the number 4hope.org.
Okay.
You can follow the journey on Facebook, and we're also on Instagram as well.
All right. Michelle, Jason, thank you so much
Thank you,
Thank
Andy.
you.
for joining me.
Thank you.
And we will be right back. Well, welcome back. I'm here with Brian Rademacher. He is the founder of Glove Box Greetings. Brian, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
So I'm really excited about this. I always like to say we had a walking meeting. A lot of times when I have people on the show, we've had this walking meeting, and I really got to learn a little bit, first of all, about you, but also about kind of the inspiration behind Glove Box Greetings. So what exactly is Glove Box Greetings?
Right. So Glove Box Greetings is a membership-based greeting card company. Currently our target market is men in a committed relationship, and how it works is we produce and send out 8 high-quality greeting cards that cover every event during the year. So Valentine's Day, birthday, Merry Christmas, etc. We send those to men, they get them all at once, and then a week before every special occasion like Valentine's Day or Mother's Day, we send out an email reminder to them, so obviously they don't forget, but more importantly, the email has suggestions on what messages to write, right? We don't give them specific ideas on what to write, we give them general ideas.
Right.
So the idea is to get men to think about or reflect on their relationship and then write something that will be heartfelt and meaningful to their wife or significant other.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So where did this come from? I mean, I love this idea, but why?
I was a few years back. It originated a couple years ago, but a few years back, I was married and have since divorced. And to be honest with you, I knew that I had to get back to doing things like this.
Yeah.
I'm a card guy, probably because my mom has been, and I've received them for years.
Right.
But but I knew I had to start doing those things again. And to be honest with you, it was it became kind of heavy to do it just because of where we were at in the relationship. And I'm like, if it was easier, if it was all set up for me, so I just had to write the message, it may work.
Right.
The other aspect is the cost of cards these days. So it's when I go to the store and see that I'm a high quality greeting card guy. So if I go, get a card, I don't spend under $8 anymore myself, and it just feels I feel cheated in some way,
Yeah, and I also, and hopefully we can, I remember during our walking meeting, you actually sat down. We don't have to go into the specifics, but you actually got a few women together and asked them about greeting cards or what does that mean to them? And you had like 3 completely different responses, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
So, and you got a lot of information from that. I mean, do you want to share a little bit about that story?
Oh yeah, it was fascinating. So I reached out to one of my friends and I said, hey, can you get me a test market, if you will? So give me women, I'll make soup or make sandwiches and we'll have some wine.
Yeah.
And she ended up rounding up 3 women that came over to my house one night, and they had no idea what they were coming over for. So I just started asking them how important it was to have
to get a card.
To get a card,
Yeah.
right? And the first woman said, my husband and I, we're just not that type of people, so we don't give cards. I was raised with 3 boys. Doesn't have any impact on me, so we've never given cards. Second woman said, I typically don't get cards from my husband. He's just not that type of guy, but it would be nice to have one. And then the third woman said, when I got together with my husband, I told him that, hey, I need to get 6, 8, 10 cards a year, and they better have handwriting in them, and they better be sincere, right? So it was interesting, though, because throughout this night, everybody held their ground. All the questions that I asked, it was, nope, can't see that if you weren't interested. But by the time we got done, and I had shared another story that kind of shifted the whole dynamic, if you will. But by the time we got done, one of the women who was widowed a year earlier, she left a little bit early. She called and she said, we're not card people. We weren't. But she said it would be nice if I had something that my husband had given me.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she said that it would have been nice, now that he's passed away, that I would have these mementos or these pieces of communication from him through cards, because that's what cards are, communication. So,
right.
Yeah.
No, and then the second woman said, well, I'm going to buy a husband, or she called a few days later and said, I'm going to buy my husband a membership to the service because, no, I don't hear what's on his mind, but I would like to, So maybe this will help him out. And then the third woman, interestingly enough, and I can't tell you how many times this has happened since starting this business, she said, my mom and dad gave cards to each other for about 35 years, and they always wrote the same tagline to each other. And she said, I have those taglines tattooed on my side. So, I mean, she was obviously impacted from something her parents did, which was fabulous. I mean, just amazing. Yeah.
And I feel like, again, we talked about this in a world that's it's so fast and furious, and sometimes communication, and I feel like life now is different than it was back in the 1950s, which was a little slower pace, but it's so fast that we're not communicating and we're not necessarily sharing our feelings. And what you created is an opportunity to just be consistent about that. And who typically, now the men aren't buying these, it's the women that are buying the subscriptions, or is it, talk to me about that a little bit, because I'm curious about that.
Right. So right now it is the men that are buying the subscriptions, but we are marketing to women, and what we're trying to do, because it's the communication. At the end of the day, it's the message that matters.
Right. Okay.
And men, by and large, aren't. It's just not something that's natural to them, right? So what we're doing is we're talking to women and we're saying, hey, go buy this for your son, your son-in-law, your father, your brother, but don't just buy them a subscription and give them the easy out. Tell them that, hey, my daughter needs to hear this, or my daughter-in-law needs, and help them, because I don't think men don't want to do this action.
Communicate?
I don't think men don't want to communicate. They in many instances, they just don't know how. I mean, Yeah, they just don't know how. So
Yeah.
if we can help them and make that easier, then
Yeah.
that's the goal.
Well, again, as we did our walking meeting and just got to learn more about you and about this whole concept, and it really is about bringing people together and building stronger relationships. I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at it, it's how do we get people together and talk and share feelings in a way that sometimes is challenging for people.
Absolutely.
So if people want to learn more about Glovebox Greetings, where can they go?
So the webpage is www.gboxgreetings.com.
Okay.
And then we're on Facebook and Instagram as Glovebox Greetings.
Okay.
So fairly easy to find. If you Google us,
Yeah.
it pops up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's good to hear like the inspiration. I always love when I mean that's what this world's all about, is somebody having an idea that's going to help bring people closer together and communicate better. And you had this idea, and you know, I wish you the best of success with it. I feel like you're onto something. So Brian,
We
thank
hope
you
so.
very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, and we will be right back. Thank you so much for joining me today. To learn more about Metro Magazine, visit www.spiritofomaha.com. Visit us on Facebook, and we'll see you back here next week.